How mad were you when Amazon took away the image option in SiteStripe? Or more likely, how stressed are you every time you right-click save an image from Amazon, even though you know you're not really supposed to do that? Well, we're going to fix that today, and you're going to use the tool that Amazon wants you to use that's free in your Amazon dashboard. And it's actually going to be easier for you and save you time compared to the way that you probably were doing it before. So let's go see. Okay, so I am here in my Amazon Associates dashboard. This isn't where we're going to be working. I'm going to look for over here in the hamburger menu. We're going to go to Tools, and we want the Product Advertising API. So we want this open because there's information here that we need in order to create the images and the links that we want from Amazon. We're going to need this access key ID. We're also going to need, there's a secret key. I'm going to show you that in a second, that we're going to need. If you don't have one, if you don't know what yours is, you're going to want to add credentials, and it's going to create one for you. Okay, you want to take your access key ID and your secret key ID, put them somewhere safe. I keep mine in a note, which probably isn't the safest place to keep it, but it gives me easy access to it. And you do need the access key and the secret key every time you are going to go in and make your links and get your images. And you don't want to create a new secret key every single time. So just put that somewhere safe and just make your life a little easier. Okay, so from this page, once you've got your access key and you know what your secret key is and you've saved them somewhere safe, you're gonna scroll down to Scratchpad down here in the bottom left. We're gonna open that, and this is what Scratchpad looks like. And if you are not like a techie person, if you don't code or any of that stuff, and I don't consider myself a techie person, I don't know really anything besides a tiny bit of HTML, don't worry, you will be fine. You don't need to be an expert at any of this in order to do this easily without like a major headache, okay? I promise. Okay, so from Scratchpad, we're gonna go to Get Items over here on the left. And this is where you're going to see you need your partner tag, you need your access key, and you need your secret key. If you don't know your partner tag off the top of your head, just go back to your dashboard. It's usually right at the top of the page. This is mine, right? So back to our Scratchpad. We're going to fill in that partner tag. I'm going to go in my notes and grab my access key and my secret key, and I will be right back. Okay, so I've added my access key and my secret key. Now we're going to scroll down, and we're going to be working here in this Get Items section. So we need item IDs, we need resources, and that's really it. That's all I'm going to choose from this section. So the item ID is an ASIN number, which you're going to find on the page of the product that you want to include in your blog post, okay? I've already chosen 5 products that I want to include in my blog post. Let's take a look at the post really quick. So I'm working on this blog post about beachy decor, and I've chosen 5 options that I'm going to include under this section for wall art. So I'm going to put this over to the side for now, and we're going to go back to Amazon, okay? So these are the 5 pieces of wall art that I've chosen to include in my post as affiliate links and images of beachy decor. So we have this pretty painting, we have this, we have these wicker wall hangings, we've got some blue beachy poster prints, we have a beachy looking mirror, and we have a very beachy macrame wall hanging. So I want the image, I want the link all in one in the blog post, and I want it to be easy to do. So if we look back at our Scratchpad, we need this item ID, and the item ID again is the ASIN number. So I'm going to go to my first piece of beachy decor, and I'm going to find the ASIN number. So I'm just going to scroll until this little bar here pops up, and I'm going to click product information. It's usually under item, it's always under item details. So I'm going to expand that. Here's the ASIN number. We're going to right click and copy it. I'm coming back to my Scratchpad, and I'm going to paste that ASIN number, which is the item ID, in here. Now we're on resources. The resource that I want for this, and the one that I just find is easiest and cooperates with me every single time, is images, primary, large. Okay, that's what I select every single time because it just always seems to work the best for me. So now we're going to, on the bottom right here, we're going to run request, and we're going to see, okay, here's the picture. This NA is the link, and that's what it's going to look like when it's in the blog post. Well, I'll show you. What we really want here is the HTML. So I'm going to click HTML response. Now you can take all of that. I'm going to be honest with you. I do not take all of it. The only part that I take is starting with this div right here and down to this last div right here. That's all that I take. It's all I need. The rest of it I don't think is really necessary, and it just messes up the way my blog post looks. So I take this, right click, copy, going back to my blog post. Let's make this bigger so you can see it better. And I'm gonna open a custom HTML block. Just gonna paste that HTML in. All I've done is I've copied and pasted. That's all I've done so far, okay? There's a couple of things that you do wanna add in here, okay? So we are going to add, first of all, we wanna make sure that the link is no follow. That's like one of the rules that Amazon has. Google likes it. Like we're gonna do that so that the link is done correctly. So I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. Okay, so what we need to add in here, and we need to add it twice, is this little tiny bit of code. Rel equals no follow sponsored. Okay, this is just like letting Google and Amazon know that you've tagged the link correctly. Okay, it's the technical stuff. Doesn't really, just do it. Okay. So we're gonna take this. I keep this in a note just because, I mean, I suppose I could memorize. I probably should have that memorized by now, but I don't. And it's just as easy for me to copy and paste it in. So I'm gonna copy it, and we wanna find in this HTML where it says target equals blank, okay? We're gonna add one space and we're gonna paste in what we just copied, okay? So that's what it looks like. Very easy. You don't have to think about it again, except we're going to do it one more time because there's another place where that link is, and we want to add it one more time. So one more space. So you see the target equals underscore blank, add a space, paste. Okay, that's all. And then the only other thing we want to do is we don't want it to just say NA where our link is going to be. We want it to say something like click here. That's what I always put, but you can put whatever you want there. That's, you know, just letting people know that, hey, this is where you can click to go check out this product. Okay, so that's all we have to do for this HTML, okay? I swear to you, it is not that bad. We're gonna preview it, and that's what it looks like. You've got the image in your post, you've got a link already there, it's got your Amazon ID, like all of that stuff is taken care of. That's all you have to do, okay? So I'm gonna go through a couple more. I've got 5 products already picked out for this post, and I'm just gonna show you kind of in real time how quick this is. So we're gonna add another custom HTML block to the post. I'm gonna go back to my scratch pad, and I'm gonna actually go, so this is the product, the image and the link and everything that we just put in the post. So I can close this, I don't need this one anymore, it's in there. I'm gonna go to the next one, which are these wicker wall decor. I'm going to find that ASIN number again. So I'm just going to scroll until this bar pops up. This makes it easier for me. Product information, and I'm going to item details, grabbing the ASIN number, copy that, back to my scratch pad, back up to the item ID spot, paste that one in, run the request again. There's the image. That's what it's going to look like on my blog post. Going to HTML response. Again, it's from that first div all the way to the last one over here that I'm going to copy. Back to my blog post, paste that in. I'm going to add that little bit of code again. So let me open that. I'll never memorize that because I copy and paste it every time. So we're going to add that little bit of code so that our link is in there correctly, the way that Google and Amazon like it. Paste that in. So it's after the blank, one space, paste that in, okay? The one thing you don't want to do is like add an extra space or an extra character. That's going to mess you up. Okay, let's find that blank again. One space, paste. Okay. And then the last thing we do here is change that. So when you're changing that NA, let me go back actually. It's going to look like this. When you're changing that, you're going to see like, look, there's an NA here. There's an NA here. That's not what we're changing. We're changing this one that has no quotations around it. You can just backspace over it and type in what you want. Click here. All right, let's look at the preview. There we go. There's our second item, okay? I'm going to do all 5 so that you can see how quick this really is. Custom HTML block in your blog post. Back to our scratch pad. We did these. We're going to get our next ASIN number from these pretty prints. Oh, I didn't even have to scroll too far. Here's the ASIN. I'm going to copy that back to scratch pad again, scrolling up to where it's item ID. Paste that in, run the request, HTML response from that first div to the last, copy, back to my blog post, paste that. Let me get that little bit of code again, copy, and find where that blank is right there. one space and paste. Where's the other one? And there it is. One space and paste. Change that to click here or whatever you want it to say. Preview. Gorgeous. Okay. I got 2 more. Back to Scratchpad. I'm going to close. This is the one we just did. You can close that. I'm going to get the ASIN number for this pretty mirror. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Okay, I'm going to click product information just because it makes it easier for me to find this. ASIN will be under item details. Usually starts with a B, so Control C on that. Back to the Scratchpad. Back to item IDs. Paste the new item ID in. Run the request. There's your image, HTML response, div to div, copy that, back to the blog post. Oops, gotta add my custom HTML block, paste that in. Let me grab that code again, copy that, blank, space, paste, blank, space, paste. And it goes to click here, preview, gorgeous. Next one, last one, for this section at least, another custom HTML block, back to Scratchpad. Where are you? There you are. We did the mirror. So this is our last one, is this beachy macrame wall hanging. Oh, item details is going to get us to the ASIN number that we want. Control C to copy that. Back to Scratchpad again. Scroll up until you get back to item IDs. Paste in that item ID or ASIN number. Run the request. There's your image. HTML response. Div to copy that. Back to my blog post. Paste that in, grab that tiny bit of code again, find the blank, there it is, space and paste, blank, space and paste, and click here and preview, and that's it. I've added 5 products. They've all got my Amazon affiliate ID. The links are done correctly. You're doing it the way that Amazon wants you to do it. You're not stealing those images. It works great. I think it's way faster. It's definitely faster for me, and I just think it's more enjoyable to do it this way. Now, obviously, this is not the end of this blog post. I need to add some information about each of these things, and that's my next step in doing this, but you now know how to add an image from Amazon the right way. I think it's going to make your life easier. It's made mine easier. I enjoy it. I think it's fun. Let's look at, before you go, let's look really quick at, I'm going to save this draft and I want to show you what it looks like in the actual blog post. So let's preview it. Okay, so this is if they're on desktop, this is what it's going to look like. Obviously, I will add a title to each of these and just like a 3-sentence description of each of the items in the list, but this is what the image looks like. It's got the option for them to click here right in the post. Like, you didn't have to do any of that. It's just done when you grab that HTML. But the images look great and you did it the right way. Like, I'm telling you, you're going to like this. And if you want to see what it looks like, if you happen to be on mobile, you can do that too. So on mobile, they still look good. They look great. Perfect. Okay, so that is how you're going to do your blog posts from now on, right? With your Amazon links, at least. If you have questions, leave them below. The next video that I do is going to be what I do to get those for titles and descriptions and everything to making these blog posts super, super fast. I'm going to go through that. I'm going to go through how I create these blog posts with AI. If you don't like AI, you're not going to like me, so don't follow. But if you do, if you want to make your life easier and use AI in ways that are still going to feel like authentic to you and not gross, I promise, then follow along, because I'll do more tutorials on exactly how I use AI in my own brain in order to create these blog posts as quickly and efficiently as possible. Okay, so that's it. Have fun with this.